Thanks, Adrian. Very nice introduction. And thanks to everyone for joining us this afternoon. We really appreciate the fact that you're taking time off of your busy schedule to allow us to present an enhancement written by SWK, the Apparel and Inventory Item Product Matrix. My reputation precedes me here with the fact that I have to tell a joke before we start our presentation. The funny thing about the jokes is that since everybody's muted, I can't hear if anybody laughs, so I always figure it was a good joke. And here's the joke for today. I had to look up something that had to do with apparel. So a wife said to her husband, and I'm sure most men will agree that they've heard this before, "Darling, I really need a new dress. Really, I do." And the husband replies, which I'm sure many men reply this way, "What's wrong with the one you have on?" And the wife says, "Well, for one thing, it's too long. And besides, the veil keeps getting on my eyes." So, Adrian, you don't have to laugh, okay? But I thought it was a good joke to start our presentation.
I'm laughing,
okay, now that
but
I have everyone's attention, let's begin.
I'm laughing, Patty. I was on mute.
Let's go on to, let's see. Let's go on to our agenda. For today, we're going to talk a little bit about SWK, who we are, how long we've been out there, what products we offer, etc. We will go through a quick overview of the apparel matrix. We definitely want to talk about who can benefit from this enhancement, what the client pain points are, and these pain points, we've actually heard them directly from end users that didn't know the apparel matrix existed, and when they started working with it, they wondered why they waited so long. We will go on with a presentation that Gary Berman will be presenting. And at the end, we'll talk a little bit about other SWK enhancements that we have to offer. And I'll leave a slide with our contact information in case anybody has additional questions. This presentation is being recorded, so if anybody would like a recording, please send me an email and I'll be happy to send it your way. So who is SWK? We are a Sage reseller that have been around since the late 1980s. We're gold certified Sage development partner, which basically permitted us to use the Sage tool sets to create MapTheDoc, the integrated EDI solution, and many other solutions. Between the members of our team, we have a combined 50 years experience with the apparel industry. And that's something that you should keep in mind. There is that much level of experience within our team members, and they're available to help you at any time. We have over 600 MapTheDoc EDI implementations, over 1,000 installations of the other SWK enhancements, including extended solutions. And not to mention the fact that we have a very capable and dedicated technical team supporting our customers and partners. By listening to you and understanding your unique business opportunities and challenges, SWK's team is able to develop and deliver effective solutions just right for you and your clients. In fact, our company's mission statement is to empower our clients and partners with knowledge, solutions, and tools for success. You can see that right on the screen. Some of the biggest challenges facing the global apparel supply chain continue to be rising costs, political and economic uncertainty in both consumer and sourcing markets, the changing role of China, increased competition at retail, pressure to integrate supply chains and the shift toward faster fashion cycles, the ability to adapt quickly to changing conditions and pressures will separate the winners from the losers. With apparel products, since both sales and purchase orders are likely to contain products of the same style with varied colors and sizes, it's much easier to enter quantities with the SWK apparel matrix for any given style. Using order entry and purchasing, an order entry employee can place orders by navigating SWK Apparel matrix of all colors and sizes for a given style, adding quantities where appropriate. This will create multiple order lines in a fraction of the time it would normally take to do this line by line. The same functionality is available for placing purchase orders. And similarly, the SWK Apparel matrix approach to price changes on a sales order or purchase order can save time and reduce the chance of errors. Everyone's always looking for that, eliminating completely the chance for human errors, of course. As you can see on the screen, we basically outlined who we consider would best benefit from the apparel matrix enhancement. When a business is focused on providing specialty apparel and accessories, they need store operations that run as smooth as silk, with item lookups tailored to their particular store needs. Matrix inventory tracking that can accommodate fast changes in what's being sold, and the ability to give customers a seamless buying experience. Our ultimate goal is to make sure that the customer has a good buying experience so they can come back to our store. SWK's Apparel Matrix tool for Sage 100 ERP helps these companies keep pace within an industry that's always changing. It's the ideal solution for apparel retailers who built their business on meeting specialized customer needs and who don't want the hassles of managing a complicated software system. SWK's Apparel Matrix tool is a powerful enhancement for companies in apparel, hardware, lighting, paints and finishes, jewelry, or other industries that manufacture or distribute common product styles in a range of sizes and colors, or any combination of the two characteristics. Basically, any industry that offers a product line with many variations in options or styles can benefit from SWK's Apparel Matrix tool. Anyone who has worked in the apparel industry will agree with me. Anyone that's worked with clothing, shoes, sporting goods, and similar products knows the inherent complication of dealing with large numbers of products that are similar, yet need to be tracked separately. Some common issues for those in the industry include the ability to easily make changes to product information and the ability to manage numerous product codes properly. Industries that offer a product line with many variations and options or styles face very significant inventory challenges. Shrink issues must be identified and minimized. Inventory counting and management is a distraction for your staff, interfering with their ability to provide customer service and sell merchandise. Substantial product is in transit at all times, making it difficult to trace goods in the supply chain. The bottom line is, companies offering products with different colors, styles, sizes need a comprehensive solution across the enterprise for accurate alignment from sales to production. And that's where the SWK Apparel Matrix can help. So I hope this PowerPoint was helpful, just a quick overview. And now I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Gary Berman. And it'll just take a few seconds for Adrian to make the switch.
Thank you, Patty. Gary, you should have an icon. There you go. We see your screen.
Thank you. Could you hear me as well?
Yes, you sound
great.
I'll take that as a yes.
Yes.
I'm going to do a quick overview demo of this product for everyone. There's a few things I really want to point out to you. We really consider it to be more of a tool set, and we're not really making any changes to any standard functionality within Sage 100. So basically, we're using the regular inventory item maintenance files and all the sales order files and everything else. What we've done, though, is we've come up with a tool set to make it easier to create new item numbers and do your sales order and purchase order entry. So in dealing with apparel industry, it's very common to have, styles, colors, and sizes. So that one item or one style could easily be like 36 UPC numbers or individual SKUs. So that's really what the whole premise of this system is about. So I'm going to start in the inventory setup menu, and the one thing we've added to inventory management is on the additional screen, we've added an area where we define our base, size, and color. So basically, we're working with the standard Stage 100 inventory item number, and for the most part, we're still working with the 15-digit original item number SKU, and we're just segmenting that item. So a lot of thought will go into it at the beginning to determine how we're going to segment the item, and think of it as a chart of account, very similar to your general ledger. So now we're taking the inventory item and we're breaking it up into a base component and then a color and size component. So what we typically do is we have an 8-digit base length, a 4-digit color length, and a 3-digit size length. That's the only thing that we need to really do to set up and get the system started. Then we have an area where you go in and you could actually enter and maintain your color codes. So I set up 3 colors, red, white, and blue, very original. And a few things I want to point out about the color code maintenance screen is we could pretty much have unlimited colors, and depending on the company, some apparel companies will just have standard colors throughout, its life, and then some apparel companies might have very unique colors that you've never even heard of, and we have the ability to make a color available for all seasons, and we've also added functionality for those really unique colors that might only be used for 1 season or 2 seasons worth of styles. We have this kind of user-defined season field that'll let us limit what we see when we actually go and create the inventory items. And I'll elaborate a little more on that when we go in and create the base items. So basically, this is where all of your colors get entered. And we also have a sort field. And the sort field's important because when we choose our grid, you're going to want it to sort in a certain format. So regardless of what order or alphanumeric it is, when we see it in the grid, we're going to see it in the sort field order. So we will see it as red, then white, then blue. In addition to color maintenance, we have size code maintenance. So basically, this is a place where you would set up all your different sizes, and we have the same concept with the sort field. So of course, you want your smalls, then your mediums, and then your large, and then your extra large to show up in that order on the grid. So that's what we do. We set up our colors and sizes. Once you've set up your sizes and colors, we go to inventory maintenance, and we have this new option called inventory-based maintenance. So what this allows you to do is, and now this is one of 3 tables that's unique that we keep. So we're not in actual item maintenance at this point. We're creating that 8-digit base item number. So if we look at the magnifying glass, you'll see that I have 3 base items set up. So the last one, I could create a new base item right now, and I'll call it Demo 1, and then that could just be for apparel demo. And then you're going to do the same thing. You're going to assign it to a product line how you normally do, and add in a retail standard price and a cost. So I'll just put $3, and I'll put in a cost of $1. And that's basically it. And then anything that gets is required would still have to go there. So now that I've added this demo base item, I'm going to go into my actual item maintenance. And I'm going to go click on this icon here to bring up my grid, and I'm going to enter what my base item is. So since we checked for all colors, all seasons, I'm going to bring up Demo 1, and whatever sizes and colors I'm going to produce for this item number, I'm going to just check those boxes. So if I'm going to produce red in small, medium, and large, and then I'm going to produce white in small, medium, large, and extra large, and then I'm going to produce blue in small, medium, and large. Right now, we're going to need a total of 3, 6. This is creating 10 SKUs. And then I also have the ability to override and change the cost and the price as I create these items. So if all of these items are all going to be with the standard price of $3 and the standard cost of $1, all I have to do is hit accept. And then what this is doing now is it just created in 1 second those 10 item numbers. So basically, I now have 10 individual item numbers in my inventory item, and here they are, Demo 1. And you could see when you look it up how the first 8 digits, now since I didn't use the full 8 digits, they align. So even though you don't see a dash in there like as a segment, these are truly a segmented. We're really segmenting the inventory item number, and we just created the items for that. And then if I wanted to go back later on, and if I only used part of the grid and wanted to create more items with the grid, I have the ability to do that as well. The next thing I want to show you is how this relates to sales order entry and purchase order entry. So basically, if we go into sales order entry, I'm going to create a new sales order number. Excuse me one. Sorry about that. I'm going to create a new sales order number and pick any customer from ABC Company. And then I'm going to go to the Lines tab. And up here, instead of choosing your item number, you could choose your base number. So I'm going to choose Demo 1. And when I choose a base item number, it's going to show up right here in an actual grid screen. So this is for order entry. So instead of having to choose each of those 10 items, all someone has to do is say, okay, I'm ordering 2 smalls, 1 medium, 3 large, 1, 2, I'm just making up numbers, 2, 1. And then if I'm happy with this, I could hit accept. If I'm not happy, I could clear it and re-put in my quantities. So by hitting accept, basically in that order entry mode, I just created 10 Sage line items on my Sage 100 order. And then I would be able to bring up the next base item and the next base item after that. So what I've showed you is a tool that within a quick data entry screen was able to create 10 different line items within seconds instead of someone having to key this in. And what I just showed you here in sales order entry, I could hit accept and save that. What I showed you here in sales order entry, we have the same exact functionality in purchase order entry as well. So I could bring up a new purchase order number, select what vendor I'm purchasing it for, and then I could bring up that same base item and, you know, whatever number of quantities I want to order for this base item, I'm just going to enter in and then hit accept. And then if I had another base item, I'll just go into my next SKU and put that in as well, and I'm just ordering that, and so on and so forth. And now my purchase order is created. Let me just assign a text number, and so that's it in a nutshell. The key thing to remember that differentiates us from other products is we're not overtaking the source code and making a lot of modifications, and we're keeping them still as individual SKU numbers, which gives you all the full functionality of Sage 100. And that's it for my presentation.
I did get a question in regards to what version the supported the Apparel Matrix is available, and I confirmed with programming that it's available for version 2013 and below. And Adrian, if you have any other questions.
I am going to go ahead and launch a poll right now. If I could just ask the audience to answer this poll. Are you interested in learning more about the Sage 100 ERP Apparel Matrix? If we could just take a minute to answer that poll. And then we do have a question. What is the ballpark cost for this, and what is entailed in implementation?
As far as pricing is concerned, Gary, did you want to?
Yeah, our pricing. We're coming out with new pricing for this product. So and we're selling it in similar to the pricing for extended solutions. So the pricing for what I showed you is going to be $19.95 plus that's SLP less resale margin, and you could learn more about our partner program and resale margins through Patty or Helene Thurston, and then there's a 20% annual maintenance fee for that. In terms of implementation, I mean, the hardest part of it is really going to be if they're already an existing customer and how they're going to define their base item number and stuff like that. Other than that, I mean, I just showed you it in 15, 20 minutes. So the whole there's not that much to it. There's not a large, maybe in an hour or two they could be trained and up and running. I think the professional services and the consulting revenue is going to be more based on what their needs are and coming up with how they're going to utilize the size color grid. So it's obviously not a big implementation, but it could generate a lot of additional service revenue as well, depending on, the involvement.
And is the base number always 8, or is it self-defined? Can it be larger?
It's self-defined, the base number. I showed you that, but once you set it up, it's set up. So if you go back to the inventory setup options, if you remember, I showed you on the you define it. You're taking that 15-digit mass Sage 100 item number, and you're defining if you want a 6-character base, so you have 15 in total that you could work with, and you define it one time, just like a GL chart of account when you define your segments. And
if you're a Sage 100 ERP user, how do you go about purchasing this system? Do you work through your local representative, or do you go directly to SWK?
Great question. It has to be purchased through your Sage VAR.
And Patty, I'm not sure if you have, I'm going to hand back controls to you if you have a contact information that we could show to the audience.
As a matter of fact, I do have the contact information, and what you see on the screen right now is a little bit of information regarding our Mapadoc EDI solution. I do want to point out the fact that the Apparel Matrix will also work with our MappaDoc solution. As a matter of fact, several of our clients came about because of MappaDoc. And MappaDoc is ideal for companies who are about to use EDI for the first time, or for those companies who want to improve their existing EDI. I just wanted to throw that out there. I want to make sure that everyone is aware that we do have this EDI solution. And also, as I promised at the beginning, I wanted to mention several of the other SWK enhancements that we offer. We're very proud to be one of the longest standing and most experienced master developers in the SAGE channel. Our modules truly do enhance your SAGE 100 ERP system, no matter what your business does. Check out the SWK enhancements and see what they can do for you. So as you can see, we have the enhancements listed on the screen. We offer 45-day trials for many of these enhancements, and they can be downloaded from the website addresses that you see at the bottom of the screen. If you have any questions regarding any of these enhancements, as Gary mentioned, you can either contact myself, Patty Benitez, or Helene Thurston. We're both available to answer any questions. We'd love to provide one-on-one presentations if you'd prefer that. I usually like the one-on-one presentations because they're tailored specifically to your business and you don't have to see all the general bells and whistles. Not that we don't like to brag about our enhancements. But that's basically all we have for today. I'd like to thank everyone for joining us. I hope this webinar was very helpful. I'm looking forward to hearing from everyone and just letting me know if there's any questions, if there's any suggestions. We're definitely always looking forward to hearing back from those of you who have requirements that will fit our, or the other way around, that our enhancements would be able to help with. And we're also looking for suggestions on any features. So if you do see the apparel matrix and you think maybe it needs something more specific to your industry, let us know and we'll be happy to work with you and our programming team. Gary, I'm going to go ahead and we'll just thank everyone for being there and look forward to hearing from you. Gary, I don't know if you wanted to say anything else, but this is pretty much all we have.
I just appreciate everyone taking the time out of their busy day to attend this presentation.
And if I could just close with one piece of information, thank you, YouTube, for inviting me out to your MappaDoc user group conference. There was one thing that I took away that was a common theme in working with SWK. It's really the people at SWK that you can rely on. And I had the pleasure of doing success story interviews, and so many customers were willing to get on camera and talk about their experience with SWK. And that's just, you just don't get that. I mean, they were just knocking on the door to talk about their positive experience with SWK. And I just wanted to add that you guys have such a great team, and it's such a pleasure to work with you. And with that, I'll just go ahead and close it out. Thank you, Patty, and thank you, Gary, for joining us today. And the audience.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thanks to everyone. Have a good afternoon. I look forward to hearing back from every single one that attended soon.
All right, everybody, have a fantastic day. Take care. Bye-bye.